Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I had to step back outside real quick. So good morning, YouTube streets. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to these YouTube streets. This is your home girl. Bosa 914, Westchester County, New York. Yo, I think this is the perfect time. I think this is the perfect time to talk about the LGBTQ community. Yes, the community I've been a part of for more than 20 years. Shout out to the chat. And why it's more acceptable to see females together, hugged up together, walking down the street together, holding hands, when it's not acceptable for men. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. I'm hearing all this gay talk. Now, I know I talk gay talk too. You know what I'm saying? I criticize certain members of the LGBTQ community. But what a lot of people don't understand, good morning. Who is this? Hold on. I gotta read this name. Hold on. Shalana's point of view. Hey, Lonnie. What's up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you for coming in. Shout out to the chat. I know you at work already. You probably listening. Okay. I'm going to explain some things, right? And I know I'm not the author of everything LGBTQ community. And I know I speak out against, certain things in the community. But what a lot of people don't understand, when we do our politics, it's a united front. But the gay community, the LGBTQ community, is very divided. It's very divided. A lot of you don't know that. Some do. Some understand this, but some of you don't. Shout out to the chat. Some of you don't know how divided the LGBTQ community is. I have done videos talking about the division. I'm talking about the broken glass syndrome of the gay community, and a lot of people didn't get it. See, when we think of men, right? When we think of men, we think of somebody that is strong, someone that is 10 toes down in their business. They're handling their business. They're taking care of what needs to be taken care of. We think about a traditional family. We think about the patriarchs in the family, not the matriarchs, the patriotic society. Because when my grandmother and them was growing up, there was no such thing as the mother being the ruler of all. There was no matriarch, only the patriarch, which was the father. Everything was centered around the father, the man, the brother, the dad, the uncle, the grandfather. Shout out to the chat, because back then, a man's words held more than they do now. Everyone feels that they gotta disrespect the man. But a lot of men be disrespecting themselves. And I'm here to tell you this. Sometimes when I go to that office, shout out to the chat. Sometimes when I go to the dispatch office, right? And I'm waiting there. I'm signed in. I'm waiting there. I'm sitting down. I'm looking around, right? I see certain faces in the crowd that bring me back. You know what I mean? Because I know how they get down. A lot of them walking around with girlfriends now. A lot of them walking around with a woman now. But I remember when we was all cold, living homeless on the fucking street. I remember some of these dudes laying up under a blanket with another man. They'll say, we were trying to stay warm, but why are you hiding in the bushes? Why do we see the blanket moving in a funny style? In a funny style way. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. But it's not talked about. Nobody talks about this stuff. I've seen this stuff up front in my face. I have shared motel rooms with men that slept with men. Because, of course, I had a girlfriend named KK at the time. KK still lives down here. And KK is from Queens, New York. KK is an Afro-Latina. She speaks plenty of Spanish. Shout out to the chat. So sexy, so young. She just turned, 33 this year? Her birthday was in November. I remember her birthday. Trust me, I remember her birthday. Shout out to the chat. Anyway, to make a long story short, she was the type of a woman that loved to watch other men fuck each other. Now, when I saw these same men with their long hair, that's why when I look at Ro Rich, I'm not saying that Ro Rich is gay. I'm not saying Ears to the Street is gay or anything like that. But I see niggas that look like them that will fuck another man in his ass. So there's plenty of Bucci crew. There's plenty of Bucci's that love the Bucci and not the coochie. They don't like the coochie. They love the Bucci. Good morning, Lonnie One Love, the Empress. Shout out to you. Shout out to Lonnie. You kind of support me this morning, Lonnie. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Good morning, Lonnie. Good morning. Did you go live, Lonnie? I don't know if you went live. If you did, I'm going to have to catch the replay because I usually watch you every morning. Whether I'm getting on a job or not. So I got to see what Lonnie do. But let's continue on with the story, Lonnie. Shout out to the chat. Anyway, there was a particular year, and this was a couple of years ago. This was, I believe, I want to say between 2017, 2018. Yeah, it was that year because I just filed my taxes that year. I was waiting for my tax money to come back. And when it came back, I left with a few of the other people that I've been flowing with. And we went to North area. We rented out a room at the Stayover Lodge. That's when the Stayover Lodge was over there on McMillan. Shout out to the chat in North area, North Charleston, South Carolina. So we went over there, right? And for the first 3 days, everything was cool. Everything was peaceful. Everything was quiet. Everybody was, chilling. I could actually sit in a bed, smoke my cigarettes, drink my 40-ounce beer, watch my Harry Potter. Harry Potter was on the TV. I was watching the Harry Potter for 3 days. Then after the third day, there was a knock on the door. So I asked Larry, which was He was floating with us. I asked Larry, I said, Larry, open the door. I want to see who this is. Yo, why did KK invite other people to the fucking room? She invited other men to the fucking room. And I'm thinking, yo, we just gonna chill, X, Y, and Z. Yo, word is bond. My right hand to God, a lot of these men were fucking each other in the fucking room. Me and KK sitting on the bed, laughing and doing our regular. Shout out to the chat. You know what I mean? Word. Dudes that you would think are never gay. They are not gay. No way are they gay. They are gay. Shout out to the chat. But people would know this if they used to go to and attend the balls, because there's a subculture in the LGBTQ community where they throw monthly balls, where you walk the floor of these balls. You compete in different categories, where there be banshee, where there be drag queen, where there be androgynous, where there be a butch queen. There's different titles. So a lot of the men that you see on the social media and in real life, if they're gay and they don't wear the dress, they don't wear the high heels, they don't wear the makeup, they don't wear the lace fronts, those butch queens, they fit into the category of what a heterosexual man looks like. Muscles, a full beard, long dreads sometime, maybe a short haircut, maybe a dark Caesar. But they don't wear female clothing at all. There's nothing effeminate about them at all. They're very masculine. But they don't like coochie. They like boochie. That's what they like. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Right now, I see Lonnie in the chat. You know what I mean? So shout out to Lonnie. Good morning to Lonnie. Sometimes we get people that sit in the bushes. So we got 2 likes. Shout out to y'all. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about lesbianism and what it is. Now, this morning, right, as I was waiting at the office, minding my own business, I discovered a video of a woman hula hooping. And I don't mean no harm. My pussy got wet as a motherfucker. And I'm not a squirter. But I know when secretions are being released. That woman was hula hooping. Check it out. When I was growing up in New York, right, there was a lot of women, a lot of girls, a lot of teenage girls. I knew I was gay ever since I was a little girl. Let's talk about me for a minute. I knew I was gay ever since I was a little girl. I already knew. There was a writing on the wall. I said, Lord, Jesus. Because even back then, as a child, I had desires for other females. Other desires. Even at that age, at the age of 8, at the age of 9, when I turned 14, 15, it was more pronounced. because I was getting bigger, I was getting older, and I was becoming more aggressive in my pursuit of the female. It was like a hunt almost. Shout out to the chat. And back then, people weren't very open about their sexuality. So that's why a lot of dudes don't want to come out and say, look, I'm gay. I don't like coochie. I like boochie. Those are the men. Those are the men I'm talking about. But let's talk about lesbianism. When you see a woman walking down the street and you notice that she has very fine curves, she's very curvaceous, she's got a badass body. Do you A, say nothing, or 2, give her a compliment? We got 5 people in the building. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the woman, a curvaceous woman walking down the street. Don't you know my pussy get wet? When a woman sits next to me and I feel the softness of her skin through her clothes, don't you know my pussy get wet? It gets wet. And a lot of women down here, when they do participate in lesbianism, when they do participate in these sexual acts, they are very secretive. I'm talking about women from South Carolina. I ain't talking about women that's from New York or New Jersey, because New York and New Jersey women are totally different. They're going to rock with you. They're going to rock with you. They're going to be with you. They're going to show the whole world, hey, this is my bitch over here. Shout out to the chat. This is my wifey over here. Shout out to the chat. And there's some women on this platform who say that they're not fucking gay, but they have all the gay tendencies because they keep talking about homosexuality day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. They're obsessed with it. Why? Okay, let me ask the people in the audience, or even the people in the bushes. If a woman keeps saying that she's heterosexual, why would she be obsessed with the homosexual talking points? Why is she obsessed? Because we got some females on this platform who are obsessed about talking about gay men in and out, talking about gay women in and out of the day. It's over and over again. Repetition, repetition. They repita, 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 rapido, rapita. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Just Jay. Good morning, Just Jay. So yeah, there's a lot of undercover women in real life and on social media. But I don't hide who the fuck I am. When I went on the social media platforms this morning, as I was waiting, I saw a small clip of a Black, beautiful sister. And she was hula hooping. She was hula hooping. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers the sound that a hula hoop makes when a grown woman got the rhythm. She got the rhythm. She's walking down the street. She's hula hooping. And the hula hoop has rattles inside. Now, shh, 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 shh. I said, God damn. When I saw her, I said, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And I'm telling you, you can be with women in South Carolina. If you're with a woman, you can be with women in South Carolina, but I'm telling you, they're going to be secretive. They're going to hurt your feelings. They're going to hurt your heart. I love dealing with women from New York and New Jersey better, because they are more open about who the fuck they are. They are more open about who the fuck they are. Every time I used to wait at the bus stop, right? Minding my own business. And KK be walking down the street. KK will see me. KK would be so excited to see me. KK loves to hug and KK loves to kiss. And she does these things openly in public view of everyone. When we get together, we hold hands. Even though we not fucking right now. We not fucking right now. But we used to hold hands. You know what I mean? She was very open about her sexuality. She wanted the whole world to know. I'm fucking Arabia right now. I'm fucking Arabia right now. She knew about Birdman. Birdman knew about her. Shout out to the chat. They knew about each other. Birdman knew when I wasn't fucking him. He knew I was fucking her. And if I chose to date another man outside of my relationship, that's exactly what the fuck I did. Because usually when you suppress your sexual tones, when you release them, what happens? What happens? I couldn't be a lesbian because I have. Well, thank God, Just Jack. I ain't talking about you, Just Jack. I'm not talking about you at all. I'm not talking about Lonnie. I ain't talking about nobody in the sector but Just Jay. Can you imagine? Look, no, you say you're not a lesbian. But when you, okay, if I was to show, matter of fact, it's not, I don't even have it in my other device, but it's on my, I believe it's either on my community wall or in one of my short videos. I think it's on my community wall where I shared it. And I talked about the woman. And I said, she makes my stuff wet. Just seeing her hula hoop. Now, the way I feel about women, you may not feel about them because you like the dudes. You like dudes. You know what I mean? The only thing a man can do for me is lick my pussy, really. For real. And put some money in my hand. Shout out to the chat. For real. Because a lot of know how to fuck. They know how to make babies. Some of them know how, they just get lucky and make a baby. But they really don't know how to fuck. They don't. Because if they knew how to fuck, why would all these lesbians be walking around? Why would all these bisexual women be walking around? Why would, if they knew how to fuck? Not, I'm saying all of them are like that. I'm just saying some. It's a very small few. And dudes that you, I'm going to tell you something. When I look at, when I see a man with long dreads, immediately, I think back to that time I was at that motel room with dudes with the beard, with the dreads. They were fucking each other. Sucking and fucking each other. Shout out to the chat. We got a lot of undercover men. But we talking about the lesbians today. We're going to talk about the undercover lesbians, and we're going to talk about the ones that are really out there in your face. Don't give a fuck what you think. Shout out to the chat. My mama was the hula. I know that's right. But check this out. When I was growing up in New York, right? And I remember seeing teenage females hula hooping. As I got older and I moved out of New York and I moved to the South, you know what I mean? As a teenager, then I left and I went back to New York. I was already like in my 30s. Then I left from New York again when I got like 41 years old. But even during my time up being up there, when I saw a grown woman hula hooping, I said, oh shit. And she know how to shake that hula hoop. I mean, she know how to move. That shit, and the shit rattles. When it makes that rattling sound, I don't know about y'all, but certain sounds trigger me. Triggers me. When I look at a woman's hands, I'm automatically thinking, oh, let me see what kind of fingers she got. Let me see what kind of hands she got. And I be looking. I love to look at a woman's hands because it tells me a whole lot about the woman. I like to look at a woman's skin and the texture of her skin because it tells me a whole lot. I look at how the way she takes care of her hair, whether she wears a front lace or not. I look at all of that. I look at the way a woman walks, the way a woman holds a cup in her hand, the way a woman handles anything in her hands, anything dealing with her fingers. I watch very closely. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And it's a skill that you learn as you get older. As you get older, and there's certain hot spots on a woman's body that a lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about hot spots. See, there's more than your clitoris that does it for you. See, we know the spell, we know the secret that a lot of men don't know, and a lot of men get intimidated. A lot of men get angry when they see a woman like me walk in the room. Now, I might be walking in the room, minding my own business, and the men would get upset, especially if there's other females in the room that they are attracted to. We got some men on this app, they think I want all the women in the sector. That is not true. That is not true. I might flirt with some women. I might talk to them a certain way. I might just treat some of these women in the sector like they my sister. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for no girlfriend on the social medias. I'm not looking for no girlfriend on the social media. Matter of fact, I ain't looking for a girlfriend at all. I ain't looking for a girlfriend. I ain't looking for a man. I'm not looking for none of this shit. Because I already been there. I already done that. Some of the shit is played out. Yeah, it's nice when someone comes and spend time with you and, X, Y, and Z. But what happens when you get tired of seeing that person? What happens when you get tired of seeing them? That's why some people don't stay married. But they got this thing called domestic discipline. Yo, it is all the rave. It's on the YouTubes. It's on the YouTubes. Keep the change. Good morning. Good morning, keep the change, yo. We talking about I don't. We talking about lesbian now, right now, man. I'm talking about how some. Okay, keep the change. I don't know. I want everyone to listen. I want everyone that's in my chat. I want everyone to listen. This is how I feel about life and about women in particular. They're very nice to look at. They got smooth, soft skin. They're very squishy, some of them. You know what I mean? You could sit next to a woman and immediately you would, I mean, there are, child, Lord, I'm going to tell y'all what happened to me last week. I'm going to tell you what happened to me last week, children. I had got off of work one particular afternoon. I had went into the Family Dollar because I had to go to the ATM machine. Okay, I pulled out $20. I went to the cash register and I needed the money so I can get on the bus. Now, this was last week. Child, there was this woman in the Family Dollars. In the Family Dollars, yo, she was so she was a big heavy set girl, but she was so sexy. Yo, when she sat next to me on that fucking bus and I felt her legs rub up against my thigh, I said, whoo, shoot, shoot. Shoot. And some women get nervous next to me because they're like, oh my God, that's really not a dude. That is a bitch. Because they don't be looking real close. That is a bitch. If they say hello to me, and that's why a lot of them be like, yo, what's up? Hey. Because they want to hear the voice. They want to know if I'm male or female. Look close. A lot of people don't look. They don't look to see if I got titties. They don't look to see if I got boobs. They don't look. Shout out to the chat. What? Gonna have your business all over the YouTube. Shout out to the chat. I don't give a damn because I've told these stories before, but I'm telling you, when I saw this bitch on the fucking bus and she sat next to me and I felt her thigh rub up again, and this was a heavy set girl. I said, oh Lord, she feels so soft. Look. I said, oh no. But they like to hear your voice first. Some of them will sit there and they'll shoot the shit with you, talk to you. Hey, what's up? What's going on? But ain't nobody like KK. Ain't nobody like a New York bitch or New Jersey bitch or a bitch from Connecticut or a bitch from PA or a bitch from Massachusetts or a bitch from Rhode Island or a bitch from Maine or a bitch from California or a bitch from Texas, because those bitches be like, yo, if they that way, they gonna let you know, look, I'm that way and I don't give a fuck who knows. Oh, I hear what you say. Don't find nobody on the YouTube. Just Jay. It wouldn't matter anyway because you know what they gonna say. What they gonna say about me if I do? I don't want nobody, but you know what? Let's say for shits and giggles, if that was to happen, you know. Number one, I wouldn't be on the YouTubes as much as I'm on right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even be talking too much. I'd be like, hi, this is your home girl, Arabia Barbosa. I know you went forward with you to get in New York. Not going to be up here very long. Just want everybody to know that I'm doing just fine. And thank you for coming over. Because when I was with Birdman, I don't really remember being on YouTube a whole lot. I don't really remember going live a whole lot. And when I did go live a whole lot, I was usually by myself. He wasn't in the house with me. Like when I was with KK, I didn't go live. I didn't hit the live button. I didn't think about going live. KK sat next to me. I didn't think about going live. I just thought about what KK was going to do next. KK was a wild woman. Shout out to the chat. And now she's what, 33 years old? Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Farmer Nancy. My ex used to call me squishy. He said I couldn't see him with a man. Oh. What's up, Farmer Nancy? It was the chick that tried to holler at my cousin and wanted to tell her on the Maury, and my cousin beat her up because she said she could have told her in person. Yeah, that's right. A lot of women should tell you in person. I have no problem opening my mouth saying, look, I like you. I'm interested in you. I want to be with you. I have no problem saying that. I have no problem giving another woman my phone number. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem doing any of those things. You know what I mean? And you have to do it in person. You can't be on the internet or on the Maury Povich show or Jesse Duval's or Oprah Winfrey or Jennifer Hudson show. You can't be on none of these shows telling another woman, I love you. I want to be with you. Hell to the no. Tell her in fucking person. Shout out to the chat. And depending on how she feel, she gonna tell you either yay or nay. She gonna say yeah, or she gonna say no. She gonna give you the reasons why. And that's what I like about New York bitches. They either say yeah or nay. They give you the reasons why. But I like the bitches I was dealing with. I love nature. Shout out to the chat. She was a very good cook, a very good listener, a very good woman. But like a lot of women, she wanted to keep the relationship secret. But when she saw me with other women, she couldn't hide her feelings. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dolores. I love Dolores, even though Dolores helped get me fired from my job in New York when I was working as a custodian. I was making good money at that job. She was telling the people I was fucking her. Yeah, we was fraternizing. Yeah, I was fucking the bitch. I was fucking her. Yeah. So when they fired me, then the very next week they fired her. This happened in what, 2005. 2005, I was dating this bitch. I was taking care of this bitch. This bitch got mad at me because some money got switched up and went over to my sister. And people need to know, people need to understand that I'm going to look out for my family before I look out for my significant other. And the significant other should understand that. But this particular bitch didn't understand that. She got me fired from the job. It was a setup. You know, right after that, right after she didn't get what she wanted, she got rid of me. Okay, the week later, they got rid of her, and then she became homeless again. It took her a minute to get back on her feet. And let me tell you something else. Before I left New York, I ran into her again. This woman was my next door neighbor. She lived in the next building over. She would see me, she would speak to me. I would not even talk to her. I like this bitch got a lot of nerve talking to me, and this bitch got me fired from my job. You know what I mean? Word. I was tripping. But before I left, she was like, Ray, we live right next door. You know, we're gonna have to help each other. But we just didn't fuck no more. Trust me, I was still hurt behind all that. A woman can hurt you. A woman know the spell, a woman know the secret. I damn sure don't be on here as yeah, I know. I have to secretly listen to y'all when y'all when I'm the okay, yep. What happens? What happened to KK? What ended up happening to KK, just Jay, KK ended up moving from this area to another part of South Carolina. She moved. She didn't inform me that she moved. Uh, she's on Facebook, but you know, it is what it is. It's up and down situation. I would, you know, have to get in touch with her on Facebook. But KK is in a relationship right now, and it's complicated. You know, in other words, the where she's living is not her place; it's the other person's place, and she's going to where this person is at. You know what I mean? That she depends on them for a certain reason, and I don't get involved. She didn't get involved with my relationship with Birdman. There's no need for me to get involved with hers. You know what I mean? Word. Some people can be cool with it. The fact that me and her used to fuck, some people may not be cool with it. And you don't never know what a person is thinking. Sometimes a person don't tell you what they're thinking. They just make sure you don't advance in life. That's what they do. Hey, Mrs. V, good morning. Good morning, Mrs. V. Shout out to you. Yeah, we talking about lesbianism and how we got a Bucci crew, not only on social media, but in real life too. Cause man, I don't mean no harm, you guys. Before I went live last night, right, and before I went into anyone else's chat, right, I went on. I'm subscribed now. I'm subscribed now, child. I'm locked in. I'm locked in because we got some transsexual men. Well, I say they're transsexual women, men that have you know, changed over. They transform into being a female. You know what I mean? And they talk about all these down low men. If you really want some tea, that's all you gotta know, man. What when a transgender tells you. And I'm telling you, so I've met some in my life that were really something. You didn't even know that they were a man. Some of them had their pussy game. They didn't even have to take the pills. They didn't have to take the estrogen pills to make them a woman. They were already a woman. They already had their pussy game up. Only thing they had to do was, you know, keep that feeling up, keep that belief system up. And sure enough, these, whew, oh my God. And they grow their hair. They grow their own hair. Some of them, not all. I tell you, man. There was this one transsexual sister I met a couple of years ago. I was living in New York when this happened. And I remember going to White Plains, New York. And you know how you be wanting like little play change money. But I went there to do a survey. Cause back then they paid you for doing surveys and shit. So I went in there real quick. I did the survey. She was like, oh, I want to do the survey too. So she went and did the survey. We got paid our little bit of money. So as we were leaving out, she was like, yo, Ray, I'm getting ready to go to such and such a place. You want to come with me? I'm like, some say, Ray, don't go. Don't go. Don't go with this. Don't go with her nowhere. Don't go nowhere with this woman. Child, this woman, what she would do, she would hook up with different men and then she would rob them. She wasn't, no, because it would have been something that went wrong and I would probably not be here talking to you. So you watch the company you keep. Watch the company you keep. Yo, she was a wild bitch. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. She was the kind of bitch that had a 5 o'clock shadow. She was a fine bitch. She would shave in the morning. Shave in the morning. Shave in the morning. But by 5 o'clock that afternoon, that beard would be right back. The shadow of it would be right there. Yeah, Soulfly was saying the Bucci cool, but there was another YouTube creator that used to say, Sister T used to say it all the time too. She used to call certain dudes on the YouTube's Bucci crew. New Orleans and says that all the females do there is set niggas up. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on. But just think of a transsexual doing that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of transgender sisters out there that look female but not female. And believe it or not, a lot of them got that, they use that falso voice. It sounds feminine, but it's not feminine. And if you really get them in their feelings, they will turn their male voice back on. And this shit is so deep. And when it comes out of their mouth, out of the a purple lipstick, out of the pink lipstick, out of the red lipstick mouth, you wouldn't believe. It's then don't let them get agitated. Shout out to the chat. But yeah, the gay community is divided, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that we are divided. There's lots of divisions. There's a division. There's a lot of racism within the gay community. A lot of people didn't know that. There is transphobia in the community. Believe it or not, a lot of people didn't know that. There's a lot of people in the gay community that doesn't believe in same-sex marriages. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that. They just thought when they mentioned the LGBTQ community, they said, oh, well, they all down with the same program. That is not true. There's a lot of division. There's a division between the age brackets. Shout out to the chat. But I am not going to stand here and pretend that my heart don't beat for a woman. It do. And sometimes it hurt my feelings when there's a creator that I might respect a whole lot and they keep saying the same thing over and over. It really hurts my feelings after a while. And then I tell them. And then they'd be like, oh, well, I'm just giving my point of view. I'm just giving my opinion. You shouldn't get so sensitive. Some of the stuff they be saying be true, but other stuff be very hurtful if you really listen to it. If you really that's why I don't listen to everyone. You know what I mean? I'll take it for a little while and be like, hey, man, you tripping. And I'm out. It used to be I would get up there and start, man. It was y'all just don't know me at all. Cause I used to just go off. I be sitting in certain people chat and they be talking about something I don't like. I used to hit the link and just go the fuck off. Go the fuck in. Shout out to the chat. I gotta see all the messages, man. For some reason, it don't show me all the messages. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's one thing I wanted to talk about was the lesbianism and why it's so acceptable. And people do accept it when they see two women together and then women are kissing and hugging and being very, flirtatious or whatever the case may be. People don't say anything. They generally don't say a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot of. Shout out to brown skin lady. I just took your word. Whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot of. Shout out to her. Yo, man. And then you got the people, then you got the party people who be like, yo, X, Y, and Z. I mean, I'm telling y'all, man, I when I was in prison, it felt good when my girlfriend used to finger me. It felt good. It felt good when I came out on the streets into the real world and started fucking with different women. It really felt good, but it's just the drama that comes with it. It's the drama. It's the secrecy sometimes. Some of them might be secret. They might want to see you and they're secretly involved with, not secretly, but they're involved with a man. You know what I mean? And that shit happens. It happens. That's why condoms are very important. That's why wet dams are very important. I call them wet dams. They're really called dental dams. That's why female condoms are very important. Shout out to the chat. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, I don't think about some of the women I've been with, because I do. KK moved to another part of South Carolina. I don't see her. Baltimore moved back to Baltimore. There's very few women that I actually circled around while I was here in South Carolina, because I noticed that South Carolinian women are very closed-minded. Not all of them, but some of them. You know what I mean? Word. That's why I don't fuck with too many bitches from South Carolina. I don't fuck with too many, and I don't trust too many. Because I know my personal experience with dealing with women from South Carolina, but they're from an older generation. I know what that's like, and I don't like dealing with them. I don't. A lot of them are hypocrites. A lot of them are secret. Shout out to the chat. And then they get mad at you because you're not secret. You're out in the open. You came out the closet. There's a lot of bitches in this world that are mad with me because I came out. I had no choice. The fuck I'm gonna do? Hide in the fucking closet forever and ever? Fuck that. What am I gonna do? What I should have did. Maybe I should have did what a lot of bitches do. They get married, they have children, or they just hook up with somebody, they have a kid, And then they're no longer with the man. I've known one female that did that, and she's LGBTQ. I can't really say she's bisexual because some women only deal with men for just that one time just to get a baby. And I can't really sit here and say I was with Birdman that long, so I wanted to have a kid. In the back of my mind, I really did. I really did want to have my one child. I really did. But it never happened. And it wasn't meant to happen. And then before I knew it, my period started shutting off. Before I knew it, I was flying into the arms of menopause, where I don't have a menstruation more. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Draco. Arabia, do you think they are lesbians because they can find a man at the time? Do you think they are lesbians because they can't find? No, I don't. You can't put a map on people. You can't put a map on people. That's what I've learned in this life. You know. And who wants to find a man all the time? Because when you find some of these men, some of these dudes, all they want to do is play around all day. Tell you lies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Fleetwood Mac sung it best. Sung it best. Madonna said it best. Live to tell. I know where beauty lives. I've seen it once. I know the one she gets. Something that you can't see, it shines within, you can't take back from me. A man can tell a million lies. I learned to hide the secret. Will I live to tell? How did they find me? Will I live to tell? Shout out to the chat. I'm mixing up the lyrics, but Madonna said it as well. And if you look at it, a lot of the celebrity women didn't stay married long. How many celebrity women do you know been married for over 30, 40 years? They send their representatives. Singer, yeah, child, Miss V, yeah. Madonna said it best in Bedtime Stories. Inside of me, even though you're gone, love still carries on. Love still carries on. I always have you inside of me. Yeah, inside of me. Madonna said it best. And people say, yeah, Madonna, X, Y, and Z. Shout out to the chat. Angela Bassett. What about Angela Bassett? Will and Jada, yeah. Oh, Angela Bassett been married a long time? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, she probably had her secret rendezvous too. Because the Hollywood scene is hot. with the lesbianism and the homosexuality going on. Shout out to the chat. And you know, there's a lot of women that love when someone don't treat them so nice. You know what I mean? Word. You know? Trust me, I met a lot of women that practice domestic discipline. I've met a lot of women that practice that thing. And so it's not just heterosexuals that do it, it's a lot of lesbian couples that do it. And when you see a domestic discipline situation going on between two females, it's usually one is older, much older than the other. Shout out to the chat. I mean, there's a whole lot of twists and turns with the LGBTQ community. I can't name and label them all. There's certain situations, there's certain things that happen. I can't talk about it all in one setting, but I can say, shout out to the chat, hit the like button and hit the cash app. Shout out to the chat. Show your homegirl some love. Yeah. So I'm closing out this video. But I'm not closing out my point of view, my thoughts, my private thoughts, my random thoughts, and my point of view, my side of the story, my story. Shout out to the chat. And what I see with my own two eyes and what I hear with my own two ears. And lesbianism is a thing that is very much accepted in this part of society. You know what I mean? They even got African countries that will allow you to live there openly being a homosexual. And they used to not do it. So I wonder what's going on. What's happening? What's happening? Shout out to the chat. I was trying to think. Yes, ma'am. And what? Backwards. I wish. Courtney Vance is who Angela Bassett is married to. They've been married 20 years. Oh, yeah? They've been married 20 years? But, you know, Angela Bassett used to hang out with Whitney Houston, right? I'm not saying that anything happened between them, but, you know, because Whitney Houston was married. Whitney Houston was a lesbian. Whitney Houston was a candy licker. Wendy Houston loved to get her pussy bumped on. And that's what a lot of females in that Hollywood scene don't tell the general public. But they do it. I don't care if they're married or not. I don't care if they got kids or not. A lot of them participate. They're too funny. Now, a woman like Whitney Houston, child, the Book of Love. A woman like Phyllis Hyman, the Book of Love. Shout out to chat. A woman like Billie Holiday. The Book of Love. Hey, come on, children. No, we get ready to end this video. Have a great day, everyone. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yo, shout out to Jess J, Purple Heart Podcast, Mrs. V. Shout out to Empress Lonnie, One Love. Yes. Shout out to Keep the Change. Shout out to Uncle L. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who else was in here? Who else was in here? Let's see. Hold on. We're going to see. We're going to see who was in here. Yep, Mrs. V, Purple Heart Podcast, Just J, Draco. Shout out to Draco. Empress Lonnie One Love. Shalana's Point of View. Shout out to you. Keep the change. Farmer Nancy. Shout out to you. Good morning. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, y'all. So, I'm out of here. I hope everyone has an awesome day. If you're out driving, if you're at work, please get home safe. If you're at home getting ready to go to work, please arrive at the place safe. Even though the holidays are over with, there are still people out there who are driving like maniacs. We out of here, y'all. Peace. One. Thank you for coming over. Coco Taco like button and Coco Taco Coco Tassa the Cash App if you can. Appreciate you. One. Peace. One. We out.